Keith, and welcome back to On Air. Glad you could be here. Today, we have special guests in the house, indeed, or by telephone, Mary Christensen, one of the most sought-after speakers, keynote speakers in all of direct selling around the world. She spoke almost 200 times last year. That's how much in demand she is. She's here to talk about her recent visit to South Africa, where women bust themselves 24 hours just to hear them. A busload of women hopped on a bus to come and hear her speak about the benefits of direct selling. Also, she talks about the Muslim women who came to see her. All she could see were the whites of their eyes, because they were shrouded all their black, and all they wanted to hear was how direct selling could improve the lives and the lives of their families. Extremely powerful stuff. Mary Christensen is a best-selling author, having written Your First $1 Million in Direct Selling and another one of her best-selling books, How to Become a Party Plan Superstar. She's written a number of books. She's also done a number of best-selling audios, but one of the more greater things that she's done is created DirectSellingWomenSpeakers.com, which is a clearinghouse for some of the best female speakers in all of direct selling. If you're a company, this is the place you go to find the best speakers in all of direct selling for your event. She also talks about two of her new initiatives, Spotted, that's correct, Spotted and Go Direct, here on Air.
My mother used to sell Princess House.
Joined them way that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, oh, cosmetics will never sell on Party Plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
Welcome back to On Air. Today we have an absolutely special guest, one of the premier icons in all of direct selling, Mary Christensen. For those of you who don't know, and I can't imagine any of you don't, let me set this up for you and just give me a couple of seconds here. I'm sure Mary won't mind at all. Mary is one of the premier, and I mean premier, keynote speakers in all of direct selling. Talk about someone being in demand. She's also the best-selling author of Make Your First Million in Direct Selling, Be a Recruiting Superstar. These are just some of the best-selling books that she sold. There are a couple of more, so just, as I said, give me a couple of seconds here. The other best-selling book is Be a Network Marketing Superstar and Be a Party Plan Superstar. She has some of the best-selling audio in building direct selling successful businesses. And to top it off, she's the creator of DirectSellingWomenSpeakers.com, which is a speakers bureau for women speakers in direct selling for companies looking for the best of the best in women speakers and trainers through all of direct selling. Mary, you have been absolutely busy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Keith. I'm thrilled to be on.
Was that a good enough setup for you?
Thank you. I couldn't have written it better myself, Keith.
I think the only thing I left off was your great husband, Wayne, who is very much part and parcel to everything that you do. You're an absolutely great partner there.
He is. He's amazing.
You know, you sent me an email a couple of weeks ago, and you and I, we've come to know each other a bit over the past few years, and we have a very similar take on things and what is really going on with direct selling, certainly from a positive standpoint. But one of the things that you sent in your email, or that you mentioned, was your visit to parts of Africa and other parts of the world. And I would love for you to talk about here in this first segment, because you will be on with us for a couple of segments here on air today. Talk about what happened, because you were in parts of Africa where you actually got to experience some of the Muslim women coming to hear you speak. What was that all about?
Well, yeah, Great, Keeper. You know, one of the most amazing things about direct selling, and any direct seller will tell you this, is it expands your horizons. And I cannot begin to tell you how my horizons have expanded through this business. So part of what I do through direct selling is I get the opportunity to speak all around the world. In the last year, I've addressed my first Russian-only audiences, and obviously using an interpreter. My Russian is about down to one word. But having this opportunity to meet people all around the world, and yeah, last month I flew to South Africa and did a tour for a company there, fast-growing company there, touring around. One of the nights I was told the day before that a busload of women were coming down from Zimbabwe. And that meant that they had to travel in public transport, you know, all night to actually get to the event. Absolutely amazing. Looking at these young, beautiful, eager, entrepreneurial women sitting there who were willing to take this incredibly uncomfortable trip just to learn how to support their families, how to, you know, help their families live a better life. And I'm talking about families who essentially live on subsistence. Another night, I walked into the room, and for the first time ever, I found myself with an audience who were predominantly, when I say predominantly Muslim, I get to speak to Muslim women integrated right throughout here in America, any country I speak in. But these women were all wearing the full burqa, you know, the black veils and everything. As a speaker, I very much read off my audience. So it was really interesting looking at people where I had no way of really reading what the response was because all I could see was their eyes. So that was a real challenge for me. Obviously, as soon as I could, I'm meeting these women and talking to them. And I discover, and, you know, we all learn so much, these, again, wonderful young women, so keen, so eager to learn about the business, absolutely responsive. You know, and I guess for me, Keeper, what it did is it makes me realize that it doesn't matter where we live, who we are, our gender, our religion, anything. We're all the same. Men, women, we're just all the same. We just all want a better life for ourselves and for our families.
You know, you're absolutely right. You and I have talked about this. Certainly from a direct selling live standpoint, one of the things we'd like to get into is direct selling worldwide, or direct selling live worldwide. Pretty much with the premise that you pretty much laid out, and that is that we're all the same. It really makes no difference what country you're from. You could be from Korea, Russia, South Africa, Mexico, Canada, you name it, Brazil. It really doesn't make any difference. At the core, people are people, and what I mean by that is they want the same thing. They want a better way of life. They want opportunity for themselves and a better way of life for their children. Yes, there might be some cultural differences, and certainly what you just described is one or two of those. But at the core, people are people, and we want the same things. And what you just described was exactly what I've been talking about for a long time. And if we as a industry can understand through contraction, meaning that getting to know each other, regardless of the culture, we contract and bring us closer together, that sets up the opportunity for much greater expansion. That's what I think.
Oh, it certainly does, Keeper, but also what marks this business, as you and I have talked about many times as friends, that what marks it is that direct sellers aren't waiting for something to happen. Direct sellers are out there making something happen, and that's what I love about this business. We all share that same principle that it doesn't matter what's happening in the economy, doesn't matter what's happening personally, we can change our lives. So, as you know, my absolute belief is when you control your income, you control your life. And in fact, it's the only way to control your life in today's currency is to be able to control your income.
Well, point well taken. When you mentioned that these women who came to see you traveled all night by bus to hear what you had to say. They're looking to control their income. And then you mentioned the Muslim women whose eyes you could only see came for the very same reason. They are trying to control their lives, as you said, through controlling of their income. That's the only way to do it. You know, we're getting ready to end this first session. Well, when we come back, I want to get into something that you're very, very passionate about, and that is a couple of initiatives. One is Go Direct, and the other is one that sounds like it's a lot of fun called Spotted. And I also want you to talk a bit about your directSellingWomenSpeakers.com and how companies can go there and find some of the best in female speakers and trainers when we come back. Welcome back to On Air. Once again, we have Mary Christensen, just one of the most beloved women in all of direct selling, a speaker extraordinaire, and also one of the most sought after keynote speakers in all of direct selling. But Mary, before we get into Go Direct, Spotted, and anything else that we're going to talk about, you have to tell me about the accent. You know, obviously, you're not from the United States or any part of the United States that I know of, because I haven't heard that accent anywhere. But tell me about the accent, and where do you do the majority of your work?
Well, Keeper, I may not sound like it, but America is most definitely my home. I consider myself an American in training. I absolutely love living here, and I saw a bumper sticker that I thought was so much fun, and it said, I wasn't born here, but I got here as soon as I could. So this is home for me, and I do most of my speaking in the United States, Kennedy.
Oh, that's very nice. I wasn't born here, but I got here as soon as I could. That's very funny. Very, very funny. You know, speaking of getting here as soon as you could or as soon as you can, let's talk a bit about some of the initiatives that you're involved with, particularly the directSellingWomenSpeakers.com and Go Direct and Spotted. From a directSellingWomenSpeakers.com, I think it is about time, and I'm glad you brought it here as quickly as you could. So tell us a bit about it.
Keeper, what it was, when I did immigrate to the United States, for me it was a dream come true, and I was made so welcome here by the other speakers. So when my career really did take off, and I was getting bookings and turning down others because I was already booked, so I decided to do something as my give back to the industry, and what it is I started a website called directSellingWomenSpeakers.com. The website is exactly as I said it, directSellingWomenSpeakers.com, and that was to highlight to the industry all these amazing women and what they have to offer the industry. So companies can go there, there's no charge, there's no fee, I cover everything. Okay. Companies can go there and they can look through who these people are, what they have to offer, and contact them direct. So it's more to help companies identify who these people are and make it easy for them to find them.
Very good. Now, I've been to the site, and I know how extensive the list is. There's some absolutely spectacular women on the list. I know a lot of them personally. These are some of the best of the absolute best, not just for women, but the entire speakers, gender, you name it, women, men. These are some of the best. Let's talk a bit about Go Direct, because as we get closer towards the end of this, we also want people to understand where they can learn about you, where they can get your products and services, or even just contact you. Go Direct, that's an initiative. You have a couple of them in place right now. Tell us a bit about Go Direct. I think this is really, really exciting.
Okay, Keeper, what it was, another thing is I absolutely made a commitment that I would only buy direct selling products unless there was absolutely no other alternative. So I started Go Direct campaign, and basically it's not a formal movement. It's through my website, through my Facebook page. I say to people, let's only buy direct. And it's got so crazy. The other day I broke my vegetable peeler, and this is so small, but I put on my Facebook page, I just broke it, I need one. 100 people voted on which one I should buy. So it's wonderful. We're just helping each other say, this is where you get the best candles. This is, I just bought a new clothing from this company. It's fun. The other one is fun as well. It's called Spotted. And these are all just fun things, Keeper, that I do because, the business has to be fun.
Yes.
If I see a car, a banner, a T-shirt, a cap, any sign of direct selling as I travel around the United States and I travel around the world, I post it on my Facebook page, and if you identify yourself, I give you free gifts. So what I'm trying to do here is to just tell everybody, show your pride. Put your card banner on. Make sure people know who you are, how to contact you.
That's very good.
I'm having a 90% claim rate of gifts because everybody's helping. Let's find this person. So that's a lot of fun as well.
Wow, that's almost like a Where's Waldo kind of thing. That's pretty funny. And, I love to go direct. And as much as I love to go direct, the Spotted just sounds like it's so much fun. You mentioned
Taking cars down the freeway sometimes to get the license plate.
That you talk about a recruitment tool. You mentioned your website. I want people to understand the Direct Selling Women Speakers is not your main website. Your main website is where? What is it?
Oh, it's my name, Keeper. So it's marychristensen.com. And there's clips there. You can see clips of me speaking at conventions, links through to YouTube clips that we post. Every few weeks we post a new clip so that people who maybe don't get to hear me at their convention, or they heard me last year and want to keep receiving, fun tips. So it is my name, marychristensen.com. marychristensen.com.
Very good. It just came up so people can see it right now. To contact you on Facebook, which is also coming up, why don't you tell us the best way to contact you on Facebook?
You would get the Facebook link at the website, and that's because it's about 1,000 characters, isn't it?
Yes.
So at the website.
Well, we just brought it up so they can see it anyway. If they want to contact you by email, for instance, what's the best way for them to do that?
The website will get through to me, but also keep my name, Mary_Christensen at live, L-I-V-E. How's that? Sounds like you. Mary_Christensen at live.com is the way to contact me.
Very, very good. Before we go, talk a bit about your website. What are they going to find? Let's go a little bit more into that. I know you mentioned some of the videos and things. What are some of the other great things? You have products there too. We want people to understand that they can buy some of your best-selling books. As we mentioned, make your first $1 million in direct selling, be a party plan superstar. What are some of the other things from a product standpoint that they can get on your website?
Okay, well, I love that question, Keeper. Obviously, my 4 best-selling books, that's at the website. You can also buy them at any online retailer, any bookstore, but at my website, I personally autograph every single copy that is ordered. And a lot of leaders these days are using my books as book clubs, companies as well.
Yes.
Audio training workshops, 1-hour workshops on topic. You know me, I'm into giving more than I take back, so there is an opportunity to sign up for my free monthly e-news, packed with tips and ideas. And obviously, my latest thing, I'm running an advanced diploma in direct sales leadership program starting April 2. So that again, I'm sponsoring that program, so that's an amazing price right there.
Okay. Let's just stop right there. The advanced diploma. Tell us a bit about that. There are a number of, I'm not going to say programs, but there are a number of things out there that people have tried to put forward in that particular arena. I don't know that they've got any traction. But yours, tell us a bit about it and what's all involved. Is it 6-month course, a year course? What's it all about?
No, thank you, Keeper. Here's what I've done. I have outlined in 24 simple steps exactly how to grow, lead, and manage a very profitable direct selling business. I am sponsoring that program, so the cost is just, and you need to hold your breath, this is true, it is $97.
No way. No. 24 steps to building a very profitable business for under $100?
and keep it, including live coaching with me, recorded calls, weekly tutorials for 6 months. Let me tell you why I'm doing it. Because I promoted, I was just going to do 400 people signed up in 2 weeks, obviously because they can afford to. I don't want to make money out of the people who are trying to grow their businesses.
Good.
So I'm starting another one April 2. It's not even officially launched yet, and we have people coming in every day. So it's my give back again to the industry, $97, 6 months, including live coaching. And they can read all about that at my website as well.
Including live coaching with you?
Yes, it does. In a group setting, we have a ball. We get on the phone with our people, ask questions, we share. Absolutely fantastic. And keep up. This is the last one I'm going to be doing, as I am now on another book. And this is the last chance, April 2, Advanced Diploma in Direct Selling Leadership. And you can see the feedback from the first course at the website. What people
So you're not doing it anymore this year, or you're just not doing it, this is the last one, period?
Keeper, it's been such a huge time commitment for me, and of course I'm traveling and writing, and it's just not possible, but I love doing it. I'm doing too. I'm sure there'll be somebody come and pick up the banner and start doing something in a similar way.
Well, I certainly know what you're talking about when you have time constraints. There's just too much going on. I, like you, have too much on my plate. Last thing before we go, you speak. How many times did you speak last year? 200 times? Something?
Oh, keeper, it was at least. Most weekends, 2 conventions a weekend, so that was pretty challenging. I'm 100% booked out for 2012, but if you're a corporation listening right now, I definitely have bookings for 2,000 spaces for 2013, and we're actively building 2013 now, Keepy, yes.
Yes, outstanding. You and your partner in crime, Wayne. I'm certain of that. Mary, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I would love for you to come back really, really soon. There are a couple of things that I want to get into when you come back, and that's women in the boardroom topic, which is very, very dear to my heart and very important for women next time that we have you on. Once again, you can reach her at where, Mary?
It's at marychristensen.com, my website, or if you wish to send an email, Mary_Christensen at live.com.
You're absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with us on Air. Thank you.
Thanks, Keeper, and thanks for doing a great job, Keeper. I think what you're doing with Direct Selling Live, fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye.
Mary Christensen is an absolutely beautiful woman. Such a warm spirit, such a warm heart. All she wants to do is give back to an industry that has done so much for her. It is a lesson to learn in how to appreciate, and a lesson in gratitude when you spend any time with Mary Christensen. Just an absolutely beautiful woman. If you want to learn how to contact her and know more about her, of course you go to her website. But Mary is going to be back very, very soon to talk about one of the things I love to discuss. And that's women in the boardroom. How is it with so many women in direct selling, they have such little representation in the boardroom? This is something she knows all too well. That's our show for today. Glad you could join us. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and we'll see you next time here on Air.